And there we go. It's working much better. Okay, let's go to the general senses. So we'll go up to the beginning. And so here we are. Sensory receptors. We're aware of our world. We have free nerve endings that monitor pain, temperature, touch. It's amazing that we're aware, and every time I look at the brain and look at how all organisms are aware of their environment. So please vote to make improvements in our climate and pay attention to accurate sources. So each sensory receptor has a receptive feel. You know that the receptive feel on your hand and your fingers is much smaller than on the back of your neck. So uh, we can take care of that. Uh, Once a constant stimulus may, in some receptors, uh, reduce the sensitivity. That's adaptation. Okay, we got somebody else coming in. Admit. Okay. Hi, Andrea. I gave you points. You had made a request. I gave you points. Okay. So where are we now? Back to the general senses. Okay. So temperature, pain, touch, pressure, vibration, proprioception, which is the sensation of your joint and muscle position. And then we have the special senses: smell, taste, vision, balance, hearing. For smell, it's incredibly important. There's about 3,000 genes that specify proteins and activities of the olfactory system, very important for mating and survival. So receptive feel is the area that is sensed by one neuron. So if you get touched around your fingertips, you can, and compared to your back of your neck or your back, the receptive fields are going to be uh, much bigger, and it's very little to have delineation of where exactly you're being touched. You may know it's your back, you may not know exactly where it is, but your fingertips have much smaller receptive fields. So receptors are stimulated, they undergo change in the voltage, they let in sodium ions, and they send a sensory message to the spinal cord, which is immediately analyzed and sent to the brain. But many activities, such as reflex activities, are taken care of right away. So, what are the name of the definition for pain? Nociceptors sense pain, referred pain. Uh, you can have people who have lost a limb through amputation or through injury, oftentimes still feel phantom pain. So that's based upon the fact that the connections are still there that were there when the person had the limb. Okay, so fast pain carried quickly by myelinated axons. Slow burning pain is carried by slower unmyelinated axons. And why do you get sudden itches? Okay, so I'm going to sleep at night, and I have a BiPAP machine, which is positive air pressure because I have sleep apnea. And as soon as I put on my mask, I get the urge to itch. How does that happen? I have no idea. Why do you get an urge to itch? Got me. Okay, referred pain. You'll have a pain in your stomach, or you'll have a heart attack, and your left side of your body begins to hurt. You have liver and gallbladder, and you'll get pain at another location. Thermoceptors detect temperature change. Have free nerve endings found dermis, skeletal muscle, liver, hypothalamus. They adapt quickly. You get used to uh, temperature changes, and after a while, you adjust or move to the shade or take a cold drink, and you forget about it. Cold receptors greatly outnumber warm receptors. Mechanoreceptors respond to physical distortion, touch, pressure changes in blood vessels, digestive organs, bladders, and lungs. Proprioceptors, we've mentioned, respond to positions of joints and muscle. Tactile receptors, rather, or pressure receptors, the distortion of the tissue around the receptor or on the receptor itself uh, allows you to feel pressure changes. The root hair plexus, tactile disc. So in your skin and dermis, there's a whole series of receptors that uh, feel movement of your hair when you can touch an individual hair and you feel that. There's other special structures like Ruffini corpuscles, Pachydian corpuscles, and so on. So free nerve endings, the plexus on the base of your hair follicle, tactile disc like Merkel's and Merkel cells, Meissner's corpuscle right in the dermal papilla, the Pachydian corpuscle in your dermis, Ruffini's corpuscle, uh, another type of receptor that when this ending is changed in its shape, sodium flows in and you have a sensory awareness. Baroreceptors are incredibly important for monitoring arterial blood pressure, bladder fullness. Everybody knows that from personal experience, coordinated your digestion, and the degree of lung inflation. So all of these receptors, particularly baroreceptors, are the results of millions of years of evolution. Every animal on the face of the earth is aware of their environment. So be nice to everybody, be nice to animals. Don't beat your dog. Don't beat your wife. Don't beat your husband. Don't beat your neighbor. Okay. Okay, let's stop there and record this. Okay, view all, multiple people, admit all. Okay, stop recording. Stop recording.